Welcome back to the My Pro Golfer channel. Tonight I've got a special treat for you because today we are starting tournament prep mode because we are about to play in our first professional tournament since launching this series, Take Me to the Tour, so that you all can see inside a step-by-step of how to play golf at the highest level. All right, so first things first, one of the things, if you'll remember from back in these channels, if you've been following the Take Me to the Tour video series, is that I've struggled on par 5. So tonight I'm taking you through the par 5 here, number 3 at Summerfield Crossings Golf Club where I teach. And it's probably the most demanding and honestly probably the most difficult par 5 that I play on a regular basis. It is not an easy tee shot, as you can see from the tree lines. There is space around the corner right, so I'm gonna try to set up for a middle left fairway shot that's gonna fade back into play because we've got wind right to left. Hey, thanks for watching today's episode. Here at My Pro Golfer, you know we like to keep things simple. And today, I've got a special gift for you to help you never miss a 5-foot putt again. Click the link below and download today. All right, I've done all my prep as far as what I do in my pre-shot routine. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and set up. Trust that the preparation that I did is gonna put me in the position to hit a quality golf shot. And that should be just fine. I know it looks like it's dead in the woods, but that's fairway over on that right side, and without me knowing the golf course or taking a practice round at a tournament place, I'd be concerned that that's in some trouble, but tonight we're not quite there. You'll notice over here that I've got some alignment rods, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay them down on my target line of where I thought I was aiming and on my feet line parallel to that. And so I'm confirming that what I saw and what I felt are the same. And we'll look back at that camera and kind of guesstimate, yeah, that feels about and looks about the same as what I was trying to do. And you'll notice that my new move, that elbow kind of comes up and I get forward. It's typically gonna be a high cutty shot with this new feel. So that did everything I assumed it would do so that my check marks on being out here and prepping are making sense to me so far. All right, so what makes this tee shot so difficult, and we've only got 366 left and I'm not to my approach shot, but there's not a whole lot of room for error there. You can tell on the GPS that that front left side is optimal, and then the ball can come all the way to the right side of that cart path, but then you've got pond right, and you're still quite a bit of ways away, and if you can see it, as you go down there, that's just trees everywhere. You can't see any of the green if you were trying to approach for a second shot or your layup. Okay, so as announced, we got, I don't say lucky, but we're right where we thought we'd be if we did hit a pushy cut shot, which is what this new swing is doing for me. And you can tell all the slope behind me is just feeding me into this mess here. And it's up here where the camera is, there's a little bit more space if you saw that on the GPS. So if I was hitting it a little bit more solid, I could carry all this stuff, but I've got tons of space left. But in actuality, I have a whole big different vision and viewpoint from this position because I'm not so far back in the weeds, so I'm not in a bad spot here. And it just confirms this lie in this position that I'm just gonna hit about a 180-yard shot away from the trouble to give myself about 105 yards, maybe 95 yards in, and I've got great aiming positions. There's a huge tower out here. I always want to try to find something in the, in the horizon or on the tree line to aim at, so I don't think big picture. I'm just going to get myself lined up here. I'm going to try to hit a cut off the trouble and see if I can't put one in play to give myself just 100 yards or so. Now I go and go through that same routine. I'm going to feel that elbow, really trying to encourage myself to feel this new move, even though it's unnatural right now. That was really solid, kids. It's a little right. It might just get across the fairway into the rough, but overall, just fine. All right, so if you can see behind me over my shoulder there, that's where we came from, way back in there. And I had to actually take it up over the trees here, and it cut and landed up high here and rolled all the way almost backwards towards the water back behind me. And I've got 135 yards. I was hoping for like 105, but I cut it too much, didn't take advantage of the slope and the hill. And so now I've got myself a 135 yard shot. A little bit downwind, it's kind of in between pitching wedge and 9-iron, but as I always tell my students, don't change your yardages after a swing change until you've consistently hit it over the green. So we're gonna follow that philosophy tonight. Take the 9-iron, just hit it nice and smooth, go through the routine. Remember, the routine is feel that elbow up and touch grass coming back. Preset yourself. We're gonna aim more for the middle of the green so that this natural new fadey move can take advantage of the slopes. So go through it, little waggle 1, waggle 2, and all I'm thinking is elbow up. Man, that comes out so solid. Cut just a little. And we are over the green, as you might have expected. Of course, I hit it solid on camera. Wish I had a camera on me all the time. Maybe I just need to go jump straight to the PGA Tour where I know the cameras will be, and then I'll hit shots like that. So let's see if we can make par. Get up and down from just off the back of this green.
Hey, just want to remind you to not forget on getting your free gift below on how to never miss a 5-foot putt.
All right, so we're in tournament prep mode. We've got a tough little shot here. I airmailed the green about 7 or 8 yards. Was hoping it would cut in, but it just didn't. And it just went further than I thought. So now I need to start thinking about my yardages a little bit, just like I tell my students. So not a really super demanding shot. The most difficult piece here is where to land it. If you guys look on the slope, if I stood here on the edge and I just let my body gravitate, I'd kind of fall down in this way. And so I know that this ball is going to land and kick left on a downslope and looks down grain. And it's also kind of a pretty tired walking spot. So there's not a lot of turf here to grab. So I'm going to have to put this ball kind of in the fringe, which I don't like doing with a lob wedge because it's got too much spin. And so I'm just hoping that the down slope will take it. Now I'm not going to do a whole lot here. I'm going to put the toe down and just chip it. Nothing fancy because I don't want a lot of spin. I just want it to land and roll out. So a little bit right of that pin, toe down, get my hands on top, and just a nice subtle chip into the fringe to kill it. And it rolled out just about maybe 3 feet, a little further than I wanted. Didn't kick left like I was hoping, but under tournament pressure, that's adequate, just not great. All right, I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna mark this ball because I'm really gonna take my time because these are the putts right here that make or break it. I don't know if you guys have heard of Pins and Aces, but they are one of my ball mark sponsors, and they just are fun. They do a lot of cool little things. This is a dinosaur. We just watched Jurassic Park the other night, the kids and I. And then I'm also experimenting with the TP5 golf ball from TaylorMade. They've been nice enough to send me some golf balls to do some testing. As you know, I play the Titleist Pro V1 X Left Dash typically, but I'm always trying to find a little something. Tried the TP5X, didn't really like it that much. It was too cutty. It had too many marks on it when I was done putting, and so I can't advise my students to get a ball that cuts up a lot. So we're on that pathway to figuring out what's best for us, as you guys should be too. So I'm always going to use that alignment aid. Make sure your golf ball is clean. So I'm just going to grab a clean one. And utilizing the line is big for me. As you noticed when we hit that chip, as it came down the hill, it did not move much to the right. All right, so this won't gonna go much that way either. I mean, much to the left back there, so now we're to our right. I'm gonna get myself set up just inside left. It's literally 3 feet. It's not something I should just make too much worry about. But at the same time, I really don't wanna not make this putt. So taking the time, taking the process into consideration, making a good stroke with pain-free precision, knocking it in, keeping the head still and the body rotating through, letting the arms go, not stopping, will help me make a par on the very difficult par 5. When par 5s before, my stroke average was 5.3. And so if I can make a par on a hole that I normally bogey, that's a big deal in the tournament ahead. So I just want to thank you for watching this episode of Take Me to the Tour, and I just want to be purely honest with you here that I just absolutely enjoy filming these contents for you, to put my game out there in front of you on this video series, Take Me to the Tour. And I just love the sponsorships and the partnerships that we've been able to make as we follow along in this process, where we help you get better at golf through watching us struggle through the desire to get back and playing on a professional tour in the next 3 to 4 years. And I've got Country Club of Ocala Pro-Am next week, and we will be not filming there, but we'll be discussing and taking you through what happened there so that you can help us track our progress, keep us honest. And if you like this video, like it. If you like it, subscribe. We'll see you next Thursday at 6 o'clock.